My mother, Shirley Jones, passed away of breast cancer in 1990. She was 36 years old. Breast cancer has been something that's been a part of my life ever since I can remember. I remember being a little kid, going to the hospital with my mother and riding up and down the hospital hallways in a wheelchair or in a hospital bed, or just doing my homework on my mother's bed while she was undergoing her treatment or recovering. It just became very much a part of my everyday life. I remember going to my mom's funeral in October of 1990, and I was excited because my entire family was there in one city. I had relatives from Mississippi, from Ohio, from California, all in Memphis, and I was like, this is so cool, I get to see all my family members. One of my cousins was really crying really hard at the funeral, which then made me cry, but I still didn't realize that we were there for my mom's funeral. But it wasn't until almost a year later, the following year, Mother's Day, that I realized that my mother was actually gone. I'll never forget it. I was in second grade. My teacher, Mrs. Mason, had all the students in class make Mother's Day mugs for their mother. And my teacher came over to me very quietly, without disturbing anybody, and she said, "Would you like to make your Mother's Day mug for your grandmother?" And all of a sudden, it hit me. I realized that my mother was no longer coming back home. And so I made the Mother's Day mug, I presented it to my grandmother, but I think that that's a moment in my life where everything changed. I immediately grew up. I immediately realized what life and death really meant. I really realized the preciousness of life. It was a moment in my life that I'll never forget, but I also will never forget all the lessons that my mom taught me while she was here, and all the things that she continued to inspire within me just through her spirit and through her life and through her struggle. Breast cancer is a disease that everyone should be aware of. It's a disease that everyone should talk about and tell their own story.